the launching of the podcast called The Covenant, more specifically, the Sister Covenant. And yes, I did say sister. What is the covenant, the Sister Covenant? It is a circle of friends, my friends for 20, 30, 40 plus years, your friends, all of our friends, coming together in a safe space at a time such as this. We as women of color, we are counted on to nurture our families, our children, our significant others, our spouses, our community, our corporate boardrooms, and everything in between. But who fills our cup? I think about flying, and when we get ready to take off, what is said to us first? Put your oxygen mask on first before you can assist others. And that exactly is what the Sister Covenant is all about. A safe space to encourage, to listen, to cry a little, laugh a lot, but most important, to empower and to fill our cup. Good morning. Great Sunday morning, and welcome to the first part one of our first anniversary of the Sister Covenant. Woohoo! 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 I would party for y'all, but my kids would be embarrassed, so I'll stop. It is amazing. I cannot believe it that it has been 1 year since we began this journey. It is totally amazing. I just want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to try not to get emotional, and y'all know I can. So y'all just pray that for me that I don't. But if you see me get emotional, it is tears of joy. The women that have stopped me in airports, as far west as Seattle, that have told me that they've been blessed. I was at an event last Friday night, and a lady stopped me and said, "Hey, I tune into your live. I tune into your live. Thank you for what you're doing." It's not me, God. It is all of us together making a difference at a time such as this. And when we came together initially, we know what was going on in our country. It was the heart of the pandemic. We didn't understand all of what was going to occur. It was an unrest socially, and certainly a divisive country around politics. But who knew a year later we would be dealing with the Delta variant and other untimely things in our world and in our communities. But together, we come together. And yes, sometimes it's heavy and it's challenging, but guess what? We have one another, and we can come together and we can lament for a while, but we rise and we are powerful together. We're most powerful. That's where our magic lies. When we come together, we figure it out and we get it done. And that's what the Sister Covenant is about and will be about. And that's why I'm so excited that all of you are here with us today. And as you know, on the fifth Sunday, it is the Sunday for women 30 and under. That's who we are focusing on, the youngins. And today we will not disappoint. So before we get to talking to our collegiate and our professional panel, I have an announcement to make about them. But let's first do our housekeeping. Your Sister Covenant merchandise is still available, and we invite you to join us again in airports, at at PTA meetings, since we're now going back face to face, soccer games, and wherever you are, to wear one of those beautiful masks, because we still need to remain vigilant and masked up, or a cap, because y'all know I'm a baseball cap girl. So if you see me anywhere about town in Jacksonville or anywhere, you'll see me in a cap. But a shirt to say I am a part of a group of positive empowerment women that are on the move. And you're going to hear more about that in a moment. So go to our website, purchase your Sister Covenant merchandise. And you know, every time you spend $100 or more, $10 will go directly to UNCF for emergency funding. And we're going to be talking about that in the coming weeks as well, how Sister Covenant will be partnering to ensure that these young people have all the resources that they need. We have been talking about our 25 challenge, and we have been asking you to join us in that 25 challenge by posting a picture or a video on why you got vaccinated using the hashtags Powerful Women Get Vaccinated, Together We Win. Tag at the Sister Covenant and 3 of your friends. We invite you to do that this morning as we watch this PSA.
I decided to get vaccinated because it is proven to lower the spread of the disease.
Vaccinations are exceedingly important.
I got vaccinated and my children got vaccinated to protect our families.
I got the COVID vaccine as soon as it was available to me.
I got vaccinated because I wanted to live.
I chose to get vaccinated to protect myself, my family, friends, and our great community.
It's important that we take care of each other, that we care about each other's health.
Powerful women care about their community.
Powerful women get vaccinated.
It is a scientific fact that the COVID-19 vaccine is effective.
Getting vaccinated is a matter of life and death.
I want to be safe. I want those around me to be safe.
I got vaccinated and my children got vaccinated to protect our families, our friends, our community.
And I want you to be safe as well.
Powerful women get vaccinated.
Together.
We will win.
Please
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Together.
We will win.
We win.
We win.
We win.
Those are members of my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, but they are members of a bigger group. They're women in their respective communities all around this country. And that's what women of power do. They uplift their communities. And that's what we're going to do. So as we continue this journey into the next year, look for the Sister Covenant to do more of this kind of work that matters, work that's not always easy, and it won't always be popular, but that's okay, because that is what powerful women do. Now, I have the amazing pleasure of speaking with 30 and 20-year-olds, but we're going to start our conversation off with our collegiates. These young women are bright, brilliant, and beautiful, and a part of the Legacy League, an empowerment institute for women 30 and under of color. So I want to introduce to you our collegiate Legacy Leaguers. Jasmine Waters. Jasmine Waters is a third-year engineering scholar attending the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. Our next Legacy leader is Kristen Jordan. Kristen is a third-year Bachelor of Science in International Affairs major at the Florida State University. Nadia Esha. Nadia is a fourth-year electrical engineering scholar at University of North Florida. Our next is Sage Haynes. Sage Haynes is a third-year media journalism and film major at Howard University. And our last collegiate to join us this morning on the Sister Covenant is Whitney Lewis. Whitney Lewis is a fourth-year environmental science and Spanish double major at Florida State University. Ladies, join me on the Sister Covenant platform. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all?
Good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Amazing.
So good to see you all. You all look beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, so let's get to it. So we have your bios and your beautiful pictures are on the Sister Covenant website, so everybody can go look at them. But just take a quick minute, and tell us who we have in front of us. So I'll start with you, Jasmine, then Nadia, just as we called you in the studio. Jasmine, Kristen, Nadia, Sage, and then Whitney.
So, hello everyone. I am Jasmine Waters, a third-year electrical engineering scholar from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hi everyone, I'm Nadia Aisha. I'm currently studying at University of North Florida senior year in electrical engineering major.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen Jordan. I'm a third-year international affairs student at Florida State University, and I'm very passionate about economic development and childhood education.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sage Haynes, and I'm a junior television and film major from Atlanta, Georgia, and I currently attend Howard University.
Greetings, everyone, and good morning. My name is Whitney Lewis. I'm a fourth-year senior studying environmental science and Spanish at the Florida State University. I'm passionate with energy, and I plan on making a big impact in the energy sector.
I have no doubt, Whitney, that you will do just that. So, ladies, we have a lot to unpack in a short period of time to do it. So, it's been a year. We are celebrating our 1-year anniversary, but we've also had a year of a lot of social unrest, a lot of divisiveness in our country, but we've elected the first woman vice president of these United States, and she happens to be a woman of color. Talk to us about that. I want all of you to weigh in and tell us, how are you feeling right now about that? And how do you feel that's going to help you in your professional careers as you are about to launch those? Start with whomever. We'll start with you, Nadia.
I think it was very inspiring because when I started my electrical engineering major, I saw very few women in the engineering major. And my first electrical engineering class where I had to do hands-on lab experience, I was surprised to see not that many women are entering in the electrical engineering field. And I feel proud that when I graduate and I will be able to inspire other in the engineering field to come and join. And when I see the vice president of the United States, it's like, wow, she's a woman and she crossed all those hard work and now she's in the level and she's inspiring everyone in the country.
Sage, you attend Howard and Vice President Kamala Harris attended Howard, graduate of Howard University and HBCU. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel that elevates you, or does it?
I would definitely say Kamala Harris being elected to the vice president of the United States really just affirmed what I already felt and knew about Black women and women of color, and that is that we are incredibly capable. And I think similarly, it kind of reaffirmed how I feel about an HBCU education. that it prepares you for the world. It over prepares you for the world. I think that everyone at Howard would agree that what we are going through now is definitely preparing us, both professionally and socially, just for what is to come in the future. And so I think that I already knew this, and like a lot of Black women and Black people already knew that we were capable, but it's kind of showing the rest of the world that there are no barriers for us. There are no boundaries. We are completely capable of doing an exemplary job at whatever it is that we do.
So, Whitney, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes, I definitely agree with you, Sage. Seeing Madam Vice President take on her role with such grace, it definitely is something that inspires us as collegiate women, young ladies younger than us and women that are older than us. We all just see her as an example. And it definitely gives us confidence that we can be great at some of these first roles that we still experience in 2021. I'm the first Black woman in this position. So definitely trying to break those barriers at first, but it is great to see that we have broken this one, and it's been a great job she has done.
So I want to kick it up. Kristen, did you want to add something? I know this is your wheelhouse, so I don't want to leave you out.
There is power in community, and there's even more power in representation. And I think regardless of your political affiliation or your opinion, having Kamala Harris in this position as vice president just goes to show, like what Whitney and what Sage said, that Black women are so powerful and we are capable of so much. And I think a lot of times, just as people of color and as women, there are a lot of barriers that are placed on Black women, but I think Kamala Harris acts as a symbol that there is no barrier that we can't overcome.
Thank you, ladies. So I want to talk about careers, and I want to kick this over to Jasmine and Nadia. You're both electrical engineering majors. Nadia, you're about to graduate, and hopefully we'll have a job at the best utility company in the world. Okay, we'll leave that right there. But Jasmine, you too are an electrical engineering major, and I know your mom is incredibly proud of you. But Nadia, you've told the story that your parents wanted you to be a doctor. Would you mind sharing that with us? And also, how do you feel women, especially women of color, in a field like engineering, maybe even working for a utility, because both of you interned this summer with JEA. How do you feel this country is ready for all of that? But Nadia, tell us your story.
Okay, so my story started when I started in FSCJ with studying to become a doctor because my family really wanted me. They thought that as a girl, I'll be, because I was a very good,
When I was in high school, I didn't think engineering was a woman's job. I thought it was a man job or a masculine job. But now that I'm seeing other people around me and, a lot of inspiration, it's very important to show other people in STEM or other younger people in STEM that women can take on bigger jobs, that's not just for men. And as far as I went to engineering magnet school. I went to Robert E. Lee High School. So that gave a lot of inspiration. Like one of my teachers was actually a woman in engineering, but she just came back to teach. And she inspired me to go to FAMU, Miss Monique Bell. And I just think that we have to get people ready, even if they're not ready. Miss Pat, you asked, what should we do? Or as an electrical engineer, as a woman, how do we show the world, who we are? But we have to, even if they're not ready, we have to get them ready. So that's why I'm just putting all of my effort in and making sure that I get everything that I want out of this situation, and make sure that I put whatever I get back into my community, back into people around me, because it's not just affecting me, it's affecting everyone else as well.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jasmine. Nadia, are you back with us?
Yes.
Tell us your story. Why did your family feel a doctor is what a girl should do and not an engineer?
My family is a very strict Asian family, so my father thinks that as a girl, engineering field is best for if boys, not for a girl. But when I was in my second year, I actually decided to change my major without without telling my father. So I started at University of North Florida, and I was studying in full scholarship at FSCJ. So when I was asking for money for my tuition for my first semester, and he got to know, he was sad for a little bit, but now he's getting along with it, and he's like, I want to show him in the future that I can be a successful engineer being a girl. As I'm a girl, it's not gonna stop me being what I want to be, and I really want to inspire other girls that just choose the field you want to go with. Because when I was doing my first internship at JEA, my mentor was a lady. She also was in some medical field, and then she transferred to engineering, and she has two kids, and she's still doing the job, taking care of her kids. So that also inspired me to do more. Nothing can stop you to do what you want to do, and I also want to inspire other ladies that just go and do what you want to be and do what you want and just go with it. Nobody can stop you if you want to go to the end of the point to become a successful person in the future.
Very good, ladies. Anybody else want to weigh in on that? That is well said, Nadia. Well said. And you know what? Because you're here, because Jasmine is here, because Kristen and Sage and Whitney are here, they're going to see that. And they're going to say, some young woman is going to say, I can do that. I can do that. And I'm not going to allow anyone to put me in a box or marginalize who I am. That was beautiful. Anybody else? I want to talk with you, Whitney, and with you, Kristen. You both attend PWIs. And where we are in this country right now is pretty divisive around everything from, political candidates, and you said it best a minute ago, Kristen, to wearing a mask. How do you see your generation helping us at this place, getting us to a better place? Or do you see your generation being a part of the problem?
Yes, I can definitely start us off. So attending Florida State during a pandemic has been a time, and now the mask mandate has been lifted in Florida. So majority of our students are not wearing a mask, and it's definitely concerning. And I'm always wearing a mask wherever I go. My roommates, my friends are. So it's kind of disheartening, and it hurts a little to see other people not caring about others' safety or even their own. However, our higher education department, when it comes to diversity and inclusion, I do see the attempt of making diversity an important thing for college for FSU. So seeing these initiatives that they have been taking, and I just wish more initiatives were being taken for our health, even though there are encouragements throughout campus saying, masks are expected, but no one is following that. So do I believe my generation is the problem? I do, and I think it's because of the lack of education or just very strong opinions in people's families and certain cultures. So just wishing people would put personal things aside and just do the bare minimum of showing up for others and being smart and wearing a mask.
Well, it's a lot. There are a lot of dynamics to be considered. So, Kristen, what are your thoughts around not just the COVID divide, but all of the other divides? Do you see, and I know this is again in your wheelhouse, where do you see your generation coming to the solutions and bringing us into a brighter day?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like what Whitney was saying, there's a big like individual factor to it. Students, are going to do kind of what they want. I mean, we by human nature are somewhat selfish. So if it doesn't benefit us, we're not going to do it. And a lot of students feel that, masks and COVID precautions aren't benefiting them. And with that, from a university standpoint, I think it's also affected by, there's a lack of accountability, and there's a lack of mandates on part from the school in having students do this. So it's definitely like a twofold thing. And that goes with, COVID and like health, and that also goes with like race relations and things like that. If students aren't held accountable and they aren't disciplined for their actions, then there's no growth in that. So I think it comes down, yes, to our generation and the students, but I think it also comes down to our administration, and that if there's no accountability from either part, then we can't expect any kind of results.
So ladies, our time unfortunately is drawing near, but this won't be your first time. And some of you are veterans already, with Sage and Whitney and Jasmine being on the Sister Covenant previously. But I want to ask you all, what do you see as your superpower? What do you all have inside of you that you feel will be that thing that you will carry forth to use in a positive way to affect change, not just in your communities, but in the world? I'll start with you, Miss Kristen.
Goodness, I'm put on the spot now. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I am still working to kind of discover what that superpower is. But I think as of where I am right now, and I guess my kind of character growth, I would say that my superpower is my ability to speak to people on their level, if that makes sense. I'm able to accustom myself to other people, and making sure that education is spread in a very accessible way, or knowledge is spread in an accessible way. I think a lot of times, a lot of problems come from ignorance and a lack of knowledge. And that stems from people not being able to attain knowledge in a way that makes sense to them. So I would say, as of right now, my superpower is kind of this ability to adapt myself and cater my sharing of knowledge to whoever I'm speaking to.
Beautiful. Jasmine, share your superpower.
Okay, honestly, I think that my superpower is not being selfish. Like, I'm always caring about other people and about what's being done, like, for the community. Like, all of the COVID stuff that's going on, like, I'm consistently wearing my mask. Like, I'm not selfish about it, because I know it's not about me. It's about everybody else around me. And I don't want to be the harm of that. So I just think that everybody should not think about themselves anymore. Think about other people, like our grandparents or our parents, even at that. Like, just think about, like, we're around them, and we go to college and university, so we don't know. We are more than likely to catch it than them. So I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to, make caution and worry about the people around them and not just about themselves.
Thank you. Nadia, your superpower.
I would say that my superpower is my leadership quality, and also that I don't want to give up. So no matter when I spoke at my graduation ceremony at FSCJ, I told everyone that don't ever give up, because you never know what you can do. So inspiring other girls that they can do it. And with my leadership quality, I think that in the future I will be able to inspire other ladies to never to give up and go for their dream.
Thank you. Sage, your superpower.
Yeah, so my response is going to be very similar to Kristen's. I'm still trying to think about and kind of pin down what exactly my superpower is, but I am very proud of my ability to communicate with people and just relay information, similar to what Kristen said, just meet people where they are and communicate in high stakes situations and low stakes situations in order to get whatever message that needs to get across. And I think that's something that my mom has always instilled with me, is she's just always teaching me better ways to communicate, because she knows it's really important. And I think my time at Howard is kind of beating into me the importance of the ability of to communicate.
Thank you. And Whitney.
Yes, I believe my superpower is the compassion I have for myself and for others. Compassion, kindness, it goes a long way, especially for yourself, because you are with yourself to the end. And I'm very grateful for what I have experienced through my life, and giving back through service has also helped me realize that this is my superpower.
Well, I want to say all of you have the compassion, the leadership, the bold and brilliance to do and be whatever and be in any space you want to be in. Nadia, from your persistence of how we first met a year earlier, to Whitney, your leadership, Jasmine, your can-do attitude, Kristen, your leadership abilities as a teen, leading young folk here in Jacksonville, Florida through Jack and Jill, and most certainly Sage, you as well. And obviously your genuine spirit. All of you are destined for greatness. And that is why you are legacy leaguers for life. Love you, ladies. Can't wait to go on this next journey with you. Thank you for coming on the first anniversary show. Look forward to seeing you at anniversary 10.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women. They give me life. They give me hope. And they help us all to know our future is really bright. So now I'm so excited to share a conversation I had earlier this week with another amazing 30-something-year-old that I have known all of her life. Watch this. I am super excited to have on our first anniversary show, because we will celebrate our first year anniversary next Sunday as well, one of my dearest friends and Sora's daughter, Alicia Thomas. Alicia Thomas is the founder of Lush Pops Atlanta. She is, or should I say Lush Pops ATL. She is an entrepreneur, healthcare coordinator, self-care fanatic, travel enthusiast, self-proclaimed chef, and mixologist. Welcome, Alicia. How are you, my dear?
Hi, I am well. So happy to be here. Happy anniversary also.
Thank you. I am so excited. Of course, you know, the fifth Sunday is dedicated to women 30 and under, and you're just right there at that smidge. It's amazing. I can't even get my arms wrapped around that you are a real professional woman, and not just a professional, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So tell us, Alicia, Lush Pops ATL, tell us how you got here. We know that you started this in 2019, pre-pandemic. So tell us about your journey to get to this point.
Of course. So I will, again, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. The Lush Pops journey began in 2019. It was at a time after I had recently lost a grant-funded position with the state of Georgia. I was working there for about a year, and the position ended. And so in the meantime of me finding other opportunities, I began trying out ideas that I had in the past. The idea of alcohol popsicles came to me, I would say, in 2015. My friends and I were at a festival, and we did not have a good time. So after the festival, we left, went somewhere else. We went and got popsicles. And as I was eating the popsicle, I was thinking, wow, this is amazing, but this would be even more amazing with an addition of an adult beverage. And then my mind began to wonder about how it would be enjoyed at festivals and concerts and at home on a warm sunny day or a hot summer day. So fast forward to 2019, when I lost my job, I thought, let me try this out. It's been a thought in my mind. It's kind of been on the back burner, but since I had some time, I decided to give it a try. And so from there, I began researching how to freeze alcohol, really, to begin with, because we are always told alcohol doesn't freeze, but it does to a certain extent. But just researching how to run a successful business, things that I would need to make my business prosper, listening to different webinars from others who have started popsicle businesses. So I did a lot of research first, and a lot of experimenting with fruits and alcohols and just different mixtures. Lush Pops is a fruit-based frozen confection business. So majority of our products are fruit-based. We do have a seasonal flavor, which is geared towards hot chocolate. That's the only one that is not fruit-based, but all of our 6 popsicle flavors and 3 sorbet flavors are all fruit-based. And so I just began researching, experimenting, finally decided on flavors that I would like to debut, looked for a first event and said, all right, there's my deadline. Let's get started. And I debuted at the Atlanta Caribbean Festival in May of 2019. And it was a hit. And here we are 2 years later, Lush Pops ATL.
So Alicia, okay. So you are a healthcare professional.
Yes.
By day. That's
Yes.
your job.
Yes.
How do you balance both? I mean, that just seems like right brain, left brain.
It is.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I will definitely say I'm still balancing it, especially with the summer months. Those months are way busy for Lush Pops. On the weekends, it's filled with events. And then during the week after work, it's filled with making popsicles and making sorbets. So I'm really still trying to find that balance. I never, want my passion to feel like work, which it doesn't feel like that at all. So I have no hesitation or any qualms about having to make popsicles after work. It can be a little tiring, but I mean, it's for the greater good. And I know this is just a stepping stone in that. But I will say, when I have a break on the weekend, meaning I don't have an event or any deliveries, I'm very intentional about taking that time for myself and catching up on things that I may have missed. If I want to just lounge, I lounge. If I want to go do whatever, I do that. So I'm very intentional about taking that time when I have that time.
So where do you see this going? What are your short-term, long-term goals? What's your vision for this as you continue to move it forward?
Vision for Lush Pops, definitely to be a household name. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, to be a household name. But short term, to have daily sales, to be able to possibly get into some retail outlets. And long-term goal would be to open a brick and mortar, to have many franchises around the world. I mean, Lush Pops is my baby, and I feel like everyone should experience a Lush Pop at some point in their life, so definitely becoming a household name and expanding the brand to not just Atlanta, but expanding the brand throughout the country. But short term for sure would be daily sales and continue to grow our name and spread the word about the business.
So what would you say? The Sister Covenant is all about empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been just super excited. You're also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, of course.
Yes,
So
yes.
from the sorority, we've been supportive of you. But what would you say to another young lady, a 20-year-old, someone that's starting out, a 30-year-old that has a vision, that has a dream? What tips, what advice would you give to someone just starting out about how they go about seizing that moment and doing what needs to be done? Some people think it's easy. Talk to us about that.
Definitely. I will say to anyone that has a dream or a vision or a passion, do it. Regardless, do it. We live once. So I say seize all opportunities. If God brings you the vision and he brings it to you, he will definitely bring you through it. I will say keep your faith strong for one. Definitely find mentors or do research just on the business that you may be going into, but definitely do your research and look for mentors and webinars. There are so many webinars regarding starting a business and business 101. So there's so many resources out there. I would definitely say look into all of those, but at the same time, do not let the process of being an entrepreneur or starting the journey dissuade you. The journey is not easy by far. It's not easy at all. But it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding to see my dream and something that was once a thought to grow into what it is today, and how it's continuing to grow and how it's continuing to evolve. So, while it is hard, the reward is seeing your dream come to life and seeing it reach many people in whatever business venture, but reaching all or making an impact on the community. So definitely go for your dreams. Even if you can't do your passion full time right away, still do it, because one day you will be able to do that passion 24/7, all day, every day. But it is a process, and it's a stepping stone.
So what I hear you saying is a couple of things, Alicia. Don't listen to the naysayers.
Don't.
Just keep it moving. But
Yes.
also you may have to keep your day job, which is what you're doing.
Yeah, for a little while.
Not just keep it, do well at it so you can do your passion.
Right, exactly. And don't give up. It's hard. There are many days where I look in the mirror and say, is this what I want to do? But it is, again, because it's very rewarding. Very, very, very. It always comes full circle when I'm at an event and I can tell that, people are enjoying the product. Or even if they say, oh, I know Lush Pops. I've heard of Lush Pops. I had you at another event, or someone introduced me to you. So that's always rewarding, and it always picks me back up. It's like God always gives me what I need right in that moment. So never give up. Don't give up. It will be hard, but don't give up.
I agree. I certainly agree. And you have been an inspiration of mine. That's why I enjoy Fifth Sunday and hearing from the youngins. So, I mean, we have been a cheerleader on the sideline, and you've given me life in this space, because like you said, it is rewarding when people you're making a difference in people's lives, and really you're making them happy, especially in these kinds of times.
Right
now it's a small thing, but it's really a big thing. It's really a big thing. So the question, I ask you this all the time, Alicia, how do I get the Lush Pops in Jacksonville? What's happening with that? What's going on? What do I do to get the Lush Pops?
Okay, so that is an amazing question, and it is something that I am still working hard at. So here's another point. It seems like you're always still working on making those next steps happen, but it is in the works and it's in the process. So right now, in order to enjoy our delicious Lush popsicles and sorbets, you do have to be local to the Atlanta and surrounding areas. We are currently working on the process of shipping and getting those popsicles distributed across the country. So right now, unfortunately, Atlanta is the only area that you will be able to receive them. However, if you all follow me at Lush Pops ATL on Instagram and Facebook, and visit our website, www.lushpopsatl.com, we will keep you up to date with what's going on. We may even be in Florida doing some pop-ups there, so we can get you some Lush Pops then. But definitely stay in touch with us, and we will always give live updates about what's going on and what we're doing in the near future.
Well, Alicia, your information will be on the Sister Covenant website.
Thank
so
you.
Individuals can contact you via Sister Covenant website as well. And I'm sure if they want to sow a seed into Lush Pops so that we can expand this business and make sure we can send it across the country, because our guests are all over,
right?
Even international. So
Mhm.
that's what we're gonna work towards.
I
Okay.
receive it and I welcome it. Thank you all. If you would love to, for sure, that would be amazing to help us out. I mean, again, we are still in the beginning stages. While our name is out there, we do have a lot of work still left to do. So if that is on your heart, greatly appreciate it. If not, thank you even for the consideration.
And buy the Lush Pops.
Yes.
Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us on one of our 2 anniversary podcasts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And again, happy anniversary.
Thank you. An amazing young woman, just amazing, and wonderful inside and out. Check her out at Lush Pops ATL. I so enjoyed talking to Alicia. She is a dynamo. And ladies, my 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds, what I hope you got from that is perseverance, confidence, but keeping my day job. So she is working hard. She probably works 16 hours a day between her day job and then coming home and packaging and preparing her delicious Lush Pops. I love this generation because they're not afraid of putting in the work and they don't ask for permission to have the vision. So they are amazing. So now I'm excited to introduce our professional legacy leaders, our professional panel. We have some amazing women with us that are doing some amazing things as they have launched their careers. Camille Copeland. Camille Copeland is an advanced applications engineer with Accenture. We have next Gabrielle Dunlap. Gabrielle Dunlap is a digital communications professional at JEA. Next, we have Kendall Smith. Kendall is a graduate from the Florida State University in criminology, and she is preparing to take the LSAT. Most recently was employed with Morgan & Morgan attorneys. And lastly, Rachel Davis. Rachel is an assistant project manager, a chemical engineer by major at Clayton Company Consultants. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the studio of the Sister Covenant, into our first year anniversary. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. You all are beautiful this morning. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing? Everybody doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Hopefully it wasn't a late night, because this is an early Sunday morning. Early Sunday morning. So we're going to get right to it. So you all are professionals in your respective careers, but you're all kind of in those fields that are male dominated. I have, like I said, Rachel's a chemical engineer, and Gabby and Camille, your technology folks, you're in the tech space. And Kendall, you are going to be an attorney one day. So talk to us about, first of all, we know where you've come from, but give us a little insight to your journey. I want all of you to tell us a little bit about your journey to why you chose your professions, with them being male dominated. And then, Rachel, you've graduated 2 years ago, so you're our veteran senior. I want you to specifically talk about some of what the pitfalls have been for you personally. So let's start with Camille and just talk to us about your journey and why you selected even the career path you've selected.
Yeah, so I decided to become an IT professional when I was around 11 years old. I was doing a school project for a business keyboarding class. And so I was simply looking at the bulletin board, and it had a few suggestions of like potential careers or potential jobs. And the first one was to be a computer and information systems manager. That was something sort of similar to what my father was doing at the time. And so I did the project, did the research, and I started to find that a lot of the aspects or requirements, the qualities of people who are in the IT field align with my way of thinking and the way I work. So with that in mind, I kind of held that, kept that project with me as I progressed through school. And then when I got to college, it only affirmed the fact that I should be in this field, just because you have to be endlessly curious here. And it allows me to constantly have to think on the fly and use those problem solving skills that are so integral to software engineering. And then another thing I think was super critical is that I look at the women in my life. So my mother was a nurse. I have aunts that are lawyers and doctors. Having their example, I never thought there was something that I couldn't do. So knowing that this field is so like heavily dominated by males, I was never deterred by that, just because I never even had the inkling that, oh, this isn't something I could do, because I know I am.
So Gabby, you too are an IT professional, and you started a organization on Florida State's campus to target other IT professionals of color. Tell us about that. Tell us about why IT for you.
Well, similar to Camille, I knew early on that I wanted to be an IT, but I've also been very creative since I was really young. And so my high school actually offered a pathway that allowed you to do front-end development stuff starting your freshman year of high school. And so I was able to merge both of the things that I had passions for while also creating websites. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so then when I got to school, FSU's IT fields, the majors, it can be a little bit of a toxic environment for people of color, specifically women of color, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to start Black Site Computing. I actually co-founded it with my line sister, because there are so many students on that campus that they go into the classroom environment, they don't see many people that look like them, and it can be hard. And so we started Black Site Computing to give them a safe space to not only grow professionally, but also personally meet like-minded people like them that were in this IT field.
So, Kendall, you are studying to be an attorney, and I know that has been a passion of yours for forever. But you most recently had an opportunity to work with attorneys. So, do you feel like our country is ready for more women of color in that field?
Absolutely. One of the biggest takeaways from working in that environment was we need more. We need more people to represent people of color, just because it was just very important. That was one of the biggest things that I had noticed clocking in, is not seeing a lot of people that look like me, or not seeing a lot of people that were a part of my generation. So that's something that I think is very important and I'm very passionate about, and hope to take that path and that journey to inspire the generation behind me to really step into those roles.
Thank you. Rachel, so as I said earlier, you are a chemical engineer. You're bad to the bone. I mean, I just don't know a whole bunch of chemical engineers walking around, period. Men, women, purple polka dot. I just don't know them. So talk to us about that. And again, you are a veteran here. You graduated in 2019. So you've been working for a while. You interned again with the best utility company in the country here in Jacksonville. But then you went on to do some amazing things. But talk to us about the environment, and are we ready for chemical engineer women and women of color?
Yes. Good morning. So my journey started from when I was younger. I will say I was raised in an environment that is very pro, you can do what you put your mind to. So the whole male dominated fields thing didn't 100% phase me too much for a while, until I started taking my classes and started looking around and saying, not only is this male dominated, there aren't people who look like me. My skin tone, just when I wake up every morning, I am going to be this Black woman. And so that was one thing that was very interesting from the get-go. And I started gravitating towards those who looked like me, and then those who started to think like me throughout my college career, and then even throughout, the rest of the college career into graduation and post-graduation life. It wasn't until I met Miss Pat, who was also very passionate about diversity, where I started to just really find my voice in making sure that I am not just believing in it, but having that extra layer of confidence and speaking and being deliberate in what I believe in when it comes to promoting diversity within the spaces that I'm in. My previous professions and other internships are all about diversity as a statistic, and making sure they have their people, have their quota, and they're just checking the boxes, but they are not about, putting it in practice. They want to make sure that they have the people, but then once they're there, they don't know what to do with them. They're not able to relate to them. They are always saying, oh yeah, we want to make sure you bring your whole self to work, but then they're wondering why so many people are leaving their companies. But the problem is you're not creating the space that's safe enough for us to be our whole selves. There's still this unconscious bias, or this subtle bias and prejudice that goes on that really pushes people like me out. So the world is ready for us to be there in statistic, but when it comes to being the practice itself, definitely it takes some work to do. But I am one who has definitely found my voice and has been really just applying pressure into making sure that we not just talk the talk, but we walk the walk. We are bringing in the people and we are doing the work. And, no action is too progressive for an organization. You say it's too progressive, but what are you afraid of? No one expected, the history between, Barack Obama and Kamala Harris to be 12 years apart. They probably expected it to be much larger than that. So just do it and go for it. And I mean, I worked in the technology sector. I worked for JEA. I worked for the Department of Transportation. I currently work in construction. So these are all very big male dominated environments. And even when I started this current job that I'm in, they were really hesitant in bringing me on. And now they absolutely love me. So, you just have to, sometimes it takes a month or so of just really showing your worth and for them to realize, oh, correct themselves in their mind, and then to move forward, and they'll be ready. It just takes a lot of work, and you just go forth and do it.
Rachel, you have just spawned so many things. My mind is like clicking like this, blah, 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 blah. And we just don't have the time, but that's okay, because we're going to take a few minutes to talk about this. I have a girlfriend, and you guys have met her, Melissa Fulmore Hardwick, and she has a nonprofit, Brown Girls in the Boardroom. Rachel, Camille, Gabby, Kendall, how do you get in the boardroom? How do you get in the boardroom so you can lift your voice, like Rachel just said, elevate what this looks like for your companies so they can love you, right? If you're minimized and you're marginalized and you're in a corner and you're never heard, like you said, Rachel, one or two things are going to happen. You're going to leave because you don't feel valued, or you're going to stay, which may even be worse, and you just hunker down and you shrink. So how do you get in that boardroom? Anybody?
One of the biggest things that I've learned is being confident in myself and being a champion of myself and the work that I do. It's easy when you're in a male-dominated, a white-dominated field to feel shrunken and kind of feel a little diminished in that capacity. So I think that learning how to speak up and stand up for myself has been something that I just really had to take away and learn and ingrain in myself to continue to be outstanding in the field that I am in.
Ladies, jump in where you want to get in.
I just go. Well, let your work speak for itself first. And then I think another part of it is I'm not afraid to talk to an executive. They're people, they're humans like us. So definitely just throw your ideas out there and make sure that they make sense. It's almost like an elevator pitch, and then you'll start to get the wheels turning in their mind, and then they'll want to bring you in. And that's how you just get your foot in the door.
For me, I'm just starting out in my career, and I am the youngest person on my team, and I'm also the only woman of color on my team. And so for me, I had to learn that when I'm getting work done, it's not that I had to move at their pace, I move at my pace. And the company that I'm in, sometimes things move kind of slow, and I've always been like a very fast-paced person, quick, get it done, what's next? And so when I first joined, they were like, you're ready for something else? I'm like, yes, we all need to move, not just me. And it's not me being pushy. It's just trying to help myself grow and everybody on my team grow as well.
Camille, you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, so I think one of the best ways to be able to get into the boardroom is being forward about the conversations that you're having with not just your managers or your leadership, but also with your coworkers. When you're able to build and develop those relationships with people who are from other backgrounds as you're able to develop empathy for one another. And so when you do actually end up going to, the higher ups, your leaders in your organization, you're able to turn around and say, look, I have this huge backing of people who also support this, agenda, also support putting women of color and women in general even up on a platform. And you can't get your platform simply by yourself. You have to have people backing you and supporting you. So, yeah.
So you all attended PWIs, predominantly white institutions. You all graduated from either Florida State. Now that I'm looking at this little configuration, this was just happenstance. It wasn't planned. Florida State and UNF, Camille. To your point, Camille, how did you get that nurturing? How did you, graduating from a PWI, how did you fill your cup with what you felt you needed to be successful and to be self-assured that you were enough? Anybody?
Yeah, so one thing for me that was critical, it was reaching out to other Black women such as yourself, but Quick shout out to Whitney Meyer at UNF. But it was people like her who started the CAS program, that allowed for me to go to a safe space where there were a lot more people who looked like me, spoke like me, were interested in the same things as me, that made me feel safe. So when you are a Black person going to a PWI, it's very easy to feel as if you're occupying a space that does not belong to you. Even though you pay tuition, you show up to school, you do everything that you're supposed to like everyone else. But if you're looking around and there aren't people that don't look like you, it's very easy to get in that mindset of, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. So, being able to link up with people like Whitney, people like you, Ms. Pat, and then even people like Miss Melissa, like all of you are doing that filling of the cup where you're, once again, I'm having that example set for me that whatever space I occupy, I'm supposed to be there because I do the work, I work hard, and it doesn't matter that about me being Black or a woman, because I know that there are other Black women who have come before me that have been successful and done the work. So that's kind of where I get my, I guess, drive and my inspiration from.
Very good. Anybody else?
I believe my biggest focus during my time at Florida State and even before and now is just being able to build a network of people that you can depend on to be there for you when you need it. I'm a firm believer in you can't bother your family and your friends and the people that really love you. And even if it's just a minor issue or something that, I just need a second opinion on, I've always told myself and tried to surround myself with people that I could reach out and I call and they're going to pick up the phone and they're going to be able to give me advice. No matter what their generation or their standpoint is in certain things, they're going to be able to take the time to help me learn and grow in that specific situation. I felt the same with my professors. I would be in office hours just asking questions, like even from my freshman year, I'd be like, oh, well, how did you get from this point to this point in your career? How did you do this? And so I think just being able to surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed and want to help you get to where you want to go.
And to Kendall's point too, that's also another reason why I started Blacks in Computing, was that networking space. Now all the people that are in that organization, they can go to each other for help with professionally and schoolwork, anything. During my time at FSU, when I was still the vice president of Blacks in Computing, we had a career fair event where we brought different organizations, and Ms. Pat, you came to that event. JEA was there, Ms. Melissa was there, just speaking to our members, and now that gives them the confidence to go out and to these spaces to be their best selves that they can be.
Ladies, our time is short. It always is. We're going to join and have more conversation on the other side in the after conversation. COVID vaccinations. You all raised your hand and you're doing it. What's your friend groups like? What's those conversations like? The collegiates talked about their friends don't wear the mask. And what are you saying, just in one word, to your friends to encourage them and to be examples to them? One word.
Do it.
Get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies, I said that was the last one, but what's your Black girl magic? What do you take forth in this world? How do you shine the light?
Be a friend, mentor, resource, and reference. Just be someone, be a listening ear for someone, and it'll help. And you'll learn something from them too.
To Rachel's point, just being there for people. I think with COVID, that was just something that was almost impossible. So just being there for the people that need you.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what Rachel said, just make yourself a resource to people. If you have knowledge or information that can help anyone, or if you know of any opportunities, be able to reach out and extend those opportunities to the people coming up under you. So, yeah.
I would say be authentic, be yourself, and be a go-getter. If there's something that you want in life, do it.
You all are amazing. You give me life. I am so excited for what things you're gonna do. Unapologetically, you guys are you, all of you. And that's why you all are part of the Legacy League. And I look forward to going on this journey with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And stick around. Some of you I know will be able to join us in the after conversation. So with that, my sisters, thank you for joining part 1 of our first year anniversary with the Sister Covenant. And as always, we want to leave you with our mantra: to be bold, to be brilliant, to be brave and beautiful and blessed, my sisters. And we will see another PSA by these phenomenal, or some of these phenomenal women, on why they are powerful women and got vaccinated. Have a blessed Sunday. I'm Pat Gillum-Sams, the founder and CEO of the Sister Covenant. Powerful women lead. They don't follow. They use their voice as their truth to empower other women, as well as protect and lift their family, friends, and elevate entire communities. These bold, brilliant, brave, and beautiful women are wives, mothers, sisters, and friends. My friends for 20, 30, 40 plus years. Newfound friends. I'm so proud to be a part of this powerful sister circle of women using our collective voice to make a difference.
My name is Dr. Courtney Owens. I chose to get vaccinated because as an emergency medicine physician, I've had the unfortunate responsibility of holding the hand of a young, healthy, 30-year-old man as he took his last breath and died of COVID-19. I then had to tell his own mother over the phone that she would never get to hold his hand again. This death and thousands of others could have easily been prevented with vaccinations. Vaccinations are the one thing that have been proven, along with masking and social distancing, to be safe and to be effective at preventing COVID-19. Take responsibility for yourself, for your family, and for your community. Get vaccinated. Strong women get vaccinated. Together, we can.
Hello, I am Whitney Lewis. I'm a senior at the Florida State University. And the reason why I got vaccinated is because this pandemic has heavily impacted my family and I. On June 2020, I unfortunately lost my grandmother and my great uncle. And once we heard about the vaccines coming out, my family and I knew we were ready to get the vaccine. So I was able to get it and no issues occurred. And so did my parents get vaccinated. And we're just very grateful that we were able to receive this, unlike others who weren't able to see this day. So I highly encourage you all to get vaccinated. It keeps you safe and your family safe. I decided to get vaccinated because I was very eager and excited to get back to normal life. I'm a college student, and I think most people can agree that college is a very important part of your development. And so I was really excited to get back to normal life. And then I also recognize that you cannot win a pandemic or beat a pandemic with a selfish mindset. And I understand that we are all in this together. And ultimately, I believe that powerful women get vaccinated, and we are in this together.
I decided to get vaccinated because I deeply adore and most importantly respect the health of my peers, my colleagues, and people in my community. Powerful women get vaccinated. Together, we win.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Winbush. I am 24 years old, and as a young person living currently in a multi-generational household with parents who are in their 60s and a grandfather who is in his early 90s, I felt like it was necessary to get vaccinated just because of the protection that it offered both me and the people that I care about, that I live with. I know that as people, as citizens in this world, we are all living with this pandemic, and it's important to realize that we are a part of the solution. It's bigger than us, and it's important that we can play our part to get vaccinated and help achieve a solution in a world where COVID-19 has dissipated. So we know that powerful women get vaccinated. Together we win.
I got vaccinated because I saw firsthand how COVID-19 makes the body feel when I tested positive for the virus back in January. I've also had family and friends test positive, some of which have been hospitalized and had to fight for their lives. I want to be safe, I want those around me to be safe, and I want you to be safe as well. Remember, powerful women get vaccinated. Together we win.
My name is Dr. Anita Pettaway Tyler, and I am the medical contributor for the awesome Sister Covenant. I am here to tell you that I would like to encourage you to remain vigilant. We all must. COVID-19 is running rampant in our communities, and so we must do something. The something is prevention. The way to prevent COVID-19 is, number one, to get a vaccination. Millions of people have been vaccinated to date, and the vaccine is safe and effective. The other thing that we can do is to make sure that we're masking. We should wear our mask indoors and also outdoors in crowds where the vaccination status is unknown. And lastly, we can make sure that we continue to practice social distancing. We must do this to prevent COVID-19. We can do this, and together we win. Thank you.
We urge, we beseech, we implore you, we beg you today, right now, in this moment, to remain vigilant. These are uncertain times, and we ask you to encourage everyone you care about and love, and even those you don't, to wear their mask, wash their hands, practice good hygiene, remain socially distant, and get the vaccination. Powerful women get vaccinated, and together we win.